It's here. Well, it's almost here. Yes, it's 24 hours to the Cheltenham Festival. And to preview all the action this week, coming up on today's show, we've got Paul Kealy, we've got Johnny Dineen, we've got Martin Dixon, and we're giving away €100,000 from Paddy Power in Finders Keepers. Find out what the lads' lucky 15s are, what their blowouts are, the wood horse that won't be winning at the Cheltenham Festival, and that all-important banker. Yes, this is Good Morning Cheltenham. Yes, welcome inside Middle Stanley Farm in the heart of the Cotswolds. Let's get this show on the road, folks. Johnny, it's been a tough schedule for you. It's not the first time people have seen Johnny Dineen in the lead up to Cheltenham, and it probably won't be the last either. For all our Good Morning viewers, for the last 2 or 3 weeks, Johnny, give them one piece of solid information that you've heard on your rigorous preview night schedule to take with them for the week. Look, I suppose you'd hear lots of different bits and pieces, but I'd say one thing that was seemed to come across quite a lot at the ones I was at anyway was a distinct lack of love for T Hoopo in the stairs hurdle. Yeah. Look, as I said, if I was on a panel of 5, the maximum that fancied was 1, and there was a few blank canvases a few nights. You know what I mean, with 3 and 4 people on him. So for a horse as quite as short as he is, it was quite surprising because there wasn't one. I think whatever money I did anyway, there was not one person said Magborough. You did 64. I think. Well, there wasn't one person said Magborough wouldn't win. Not one, I don't think, of every panel that was on. And look, it was surprising that T Hoopo is like so unpopular with a lot of people that in the game, as far as I could see. For I wasn't going to back it anyway, but I wanted to go to late either, but I'm thinking of late now at the back of all this, to be honest. Okay, we've got the checkbook out. Yes, after his cameo appearance at Royal Ascot, Martin Dixon, Racing TV extraordinaire, you're back on the couch with us for Cheltenham this week. You'll be back with us a couple of mornings. How are things? How are the confidence levels going into Cheltenham? Yeah, looking forward to it, Dave. It's a big build-up, isn't it? But yeah, looking forward to it. I think we've got a great week in store. And you go back to last year, it was a bit of a washout, and I felt like Champion Chase was a bit disappointing. Damp Squib, Supreme Novice was a weak race, I thought, last year. Champion Hurdle was a non-event, effectively. But this year, I think we're going to put the record straight in a few of those. And, you know, the Gold Cup was pretty much the only championship race that, in my opinion, delivered last year. But I think this year we've got a lot more to look forward to through the week. Better quality racing, drier ground, it's all set for. And there's a bit of pressure on you this week, Martin, because you're like the star player on the team for us this week. Obviously, we've got the big bucks out and we almost had to get rid of Johnny to get you on, right? And we actually had a replacement for Johnny. Let's have a look at Johnny's replacement just to see how good he would have been.
I'll put it to you this way, okay? If I back a horse at 3-1 and it's gone into, say, even money and the local jinx is on him, I'll get out of that bet, like. There's no way I'd let that bet run, like. Really, Johnny? Wow. I mean, that horse in my eyes ain't going to win. That's no chance, that horse. Like, you may take it out of the market, like.
There we go, Johnny. It's a fine jumper you were wearing in there.
I wouldn't wear that at all. Johnny, it's like Harlequins or Basses.
Yeah. I said to Johnny this morning, I said, did you see Ryan McHugh and the amazing Ryan McHugh doing an impression of him? He said, I did. He said, I did, yeah, he was very good, but I wouldn't wear that jumper. Well done, Ryan. I have to say you did a great job on Johnny. Next year. Keels, how are you?
Yeah, good, mate.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
We settled into the action last night. We had a lovely lasagna, thanks to Sam's mum. It was a nice start to the week.
You didn't mention the lemon cake. The lemon cake was world class, mate. And there's loads of it left. I'm going to have some for breakfast very shortly.
Yeah, we're on a strict salad diet for the week, are we? No, I don't think so. But how are your confidence levels going?
Yeah, I feel reasonably bullish, actually. I mean, I've had some really bad festivals, especially quite recently, not last year, but the previous 2 before that. But I will be bitterly disappointed if I don't hit the back of the net a few times this week, because I'm quite strong on a few.
Well, you've built yourself up quite well there, Keels. Fair play to you. That's what we like to hear. And the main reason why people are watching today is because Paddy Power are giving away 100 grand in cold hard cash. Tom Nugent.
I was here for the lemon cake personally, but no, we're giving away 100 grand this morning.
Finders Keepers returns. So yeah, we've got 2 drops lined up, 2 15-minute windows, putting $5,000 into 10 accounts for each 15-minute drop. We'll be giving away kind of hints on locations and names as well, so people just need to log into their Paddy Power accounts. If the money is there, just have a small bet or withdraw it and you get to keep it. But if you don't find the money within the 15-minute timer, it is gone. That's why it's called Finders Keepers. So make sure you're logging into your Paddy Power account, and the timer will be starting very shortly. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Why don't we get the show on the road properly? Let's start that countdown timer, ladies and gentlemen. If you have a Paddy Power account, get stuck in, have a look and see. There might be $5,000 in your account. Yes, there might be $5,000 in that account, and we will reveal the locations of where those $5,000 have landed very, very soon. Before we start our player lay, we're going to go through each of the 28 favourites at the Cheltenham Festival. Martin Dixon, Lossie Mouth is not running in the champion hurdle. She's running the mare's hurdle. I've watched Steve Mellish, I've listened to Johnny Dineen, I've heard various people talking about it. What's Martin Dixon's opinion?
I don't think the mares should be at the festival, to be honest, but I'd move it to entry. Simple as that. It's same Jockey Club race courses, easy to do, 3-4 weeks down the line. Move the meeting, move the race to a different meeting. They still get the opportunity to run it. Grade 1, keep all the conditions the same, but it doesn't take away from what should be the flagship meeting of the year.
So you're not just taking away its Grade 1 status at Cheltenham, you're taking it away altogether from
I wouldn't take away its Grade 1 status. I think still give the mares that opportunity to run, but I would just move the race to a different meeting. I don't think it needs to be here.
I agree, but I'd run it at the trials meeting, make the trials meeting 2 days and have a mares championship on a Sunday or something like that. I wouldn't have any of the mares races at the festival. I mean, surely they can't lose prestige just by not being run in March. You know what I mean? Championship race is a championship race.
Who's at fault here? The Jockey Club, Willie Mullins, or Rich Ritchie?
Well, no, the people who are at fault are the people who dreamed up the race and put it at the festival. If you put a mare's championship race at the festival and a good mare runs in it, well, how can you complain about it? Well, I actually this year I don't blame them because I think she's had a terrible prep for the champion hurdle. I wouldn't be in the mad rush to be backing her for the mares. On the back of a very heavy fall. And of course they buzzed her up as well to try and get her used to running at 2 miles, and now she's going to drop back to 2.5 and be pulling them the jockey's arms out again.
I know you disagree with that, Johnny. Just in 30 seconds.
Look, I don't know. I mean, look, the man that pays the piper calls the tune at the end of the day, and look, but that doesn't mean the music he's playing is very nice at the same time. You know what I mean? I don't have to listen to it.
Very nice analogy.
Yeah, exactly. Look, I think myself, I hear fellas saying she's had a bad prep and she's had a fall and all that kind of stuff, and fellas saying, no, she can't win, she couldn't be Constitution held at Christmas. How could you beat him here? Like, look at what Statement has done this year. He's beaten by Brighter Days Ahead, beaten 100 yards at Christmas, and won at the DRF, and could hardly walk when he got into the parade ring. And there's no, 2 years ago it was ranked by Constitution Hill. How can that win at the champion hurdle, but yet it's still running? You know what I mean? To me, it has much less. Like, for instance, saying, Lassie Mode, she never had a chance in the mares and the champion hurdle anyway. She was 7-4 favourite at Christmas to win the champion hurdle, and now she's not even running. To me, it's absolute nonsense. But look, I have no say whatsoever in it. And at the end of the day, look, if she win or lose draw, it's going to make no difference to me, and I'll be just skipping on to the next race. But as I said, I have a feeling like that a lot of people won't be cheering her on in here, put it that way.
It's not a big shock, is it? Let's be honest. I think Annie Power only rerouted to the champion hurdle when she won it because of something else missing the race. Yeah. And like Quivega, year in, year out, she could have gone.
But what would have happened, Martin, if Brighter Days Ahead had gone for the mare's hurdle last Monday? What would have happened to Lassie Mount then? Where would she have run?
She'd be running in the champion hurdle.
Well, that's exactly what I think anyway. Do you know what I mean? So basically she's ducking Brighter Days Ahead and Lassie Mount. She's ducking a race to run in a week race that she's won before.
Yeah, but that's not their fault.
Well,
when the programme's there, I'd probably be doing the same if it doesn't mean I think it's right that the race is there, but I'd probably when it came to Dex time, I'd probably be pushing the button for the mares as it turned out when everything's there, black and white.
But the idea that she's had a fall, okay, she'd had a fall, but like Annie Porfell was never beat again afterwards. Like, Easterbrag fell twice and got up and won the next time.
Moscow Flyer,
both times. You know what I mean? So like loads of horses fall, and I mean, if they do fall once, they have to run. Assuming they're not badly injured, they have to run somewhere soon. It's somewhere the next time out. So I don't know.
That's Lossiemouth. We will talk a little bit more about her later on in the show. Before we get into our plays and lays of the 28 favourites at the Cheltenham Festival, Tom, we've got some locations.
DJ, we do indeed. If you are a Paddy Power account holder based in either Edenderry, Dundalk, Rathdowney, also Dundalk, Wakefield, Oxford, Leeds, Wolverhampton, Kilbeggan or Dublin, make sure you're logging into your Paddy Power account, because there is $5,000 in cold hard cash in there, courtesy of Paddy Power's Finders Keepers. If you find the money, all you have to do is withdraw it or have a small bet, and you get to keep it within the next 10 minutes, just gone. But if you don't find it in that time, it's gone, and gone for good. So make sure you're logging into your Paddy Power account.
Yeah, what a way to start the week. Imagine starting out with $5,000 that you didn't think you had. Log into your Paddy Power account to find out. Okay, it's time for play or lay. All 28 favourites at the Cheltenham Festival. We're going to find out now, in the next 10 minutes, whether you should back them or lay them. Let's kick off in the Supreme Novices Hurdle, Paul Kealy. Cope the board 10 to 11 with Paddy Power. Play or lay?
I thought it was a play all along until the hood went on. I mean, it's just an admittance that there may be an issue. So I'm going to be slightly against, not massively. I back Romeo Coolio each way. Willie Mullins is 1 from 15 with the hood at the festival, but none of them has been as short as he is, and I think 5 of the 6 shortest of the Gaelic Warrior 1 and 4 other seconds, so they haven't run badly at all. But it is an indication that they think he may have an issue either on the course or getting to the course.
So it's lay. We're starting with a lay. The first favourite is beaten. Martin Dixon, Majborough in the Arkle.
He'll win. I think he'll win. Play him, yeah.
Play? Okay, there we go. We're making up some time. The Changing Man, 11-2 with Paddy Power in the Ultimate, Johnny Dineen.
Yeah, I think it's a great chance. I'm going to back him anyway, so I'd say I have to say play.
Play. Yeah. Martin Dixon, do you agree?
No, I don't. No, I'm not.
So just to let you in a little secret, before Johnny came in, he was late, by the way, he was late. Yeah, you docked a few marks, there's 50 quid off your fee. Johnny was late, okay, but before he came in, the lads were talking about the Ultimate, and the two of them were saying how ridiculous a price the Changing Man was, and how he shouldn't have even have got £2 for winning a Mickey Mouse race at Ascot.
He's got a chance, but I just wouldn't have him at the price. Like he's one that I wouldn't be scratching a line through, but I looked at the prices, thought 11-2, 6-1, not for me. I mean, this is a horse that's been beaten 5 or 6 times off 128, 130, 134, and he's not the most genuine.
Yeah, I think
you were more hard hitting.
I think he's soft. I think he's ungenuine. I think he won a race that completely fell apart against the thing that was second to it would be 100,000 to 1 to win that race tomorrow, wouldn't it?
So the advice is, Johnny, cash out according to the man.
Right, okay, yeah.
But you're saying...
No, I agree with Matt. He's in a great price now, to be fair, yeah. I do think he's about an 8. I think he will be 8 to 1 too, though, roughly. Anyway.
Yeah, just that.
Hold your horses.
I think he has a good chance now, definitely.
Okay, before we get on to the Mayor's Hurdle, Tom Nugent, we've got some names in those locations.
We do indeed, DJ. Donatus in Edenderry, Adam in Dundalk, Karen in Rathdowney, Saoirse in Dundalk, Megan in Wakefield, Lisa in Oxford, Isaac in Leeds, Sebastian in Wolverhampton, Sean in Kilbeggan, or Tom in Dublin. It's not this time because he's in Stanley. But yeah, make sure if you know anyone, or indeed you are one of those people with that name in those locations and you have a Paddy Power account, there could be $5,000 in there, so make sure you're logging in to check if the cash from Finders Keepers is there. You got 7 minutes to go.
There's definitely not 100,000 Donatas in Edenderry anyway. There has to be only one.
Give him a ring if you're young.
Donatas, there's only one. I'd say there could be even only one in Leinster. So if your name is Donatas and you live in Edenderry, the chances are you have just won $5,000. Paul Kealy,
Google the Italian restaurant and find out.
Paul Kealy, Lossiemouth, 8th to 13 in the Mayor's Hurdle. The doubts are there. Do we get stuck in at 8th to 13?
I think she might even end up shorter, and I think I will end up taking her on.
You're taking her on?
Yeah.
She's a lay. Okay, 8th 13. She's a lay. Lossiemouth. Martin Dixon, Constitution Hill, 4 to 7 for the Champion Hurdle.
4 to 7, Jesus. Look,
what were you expecting me to say there? Like 7 to 2?
No, I thought it was 8 to 11. I thought it was around 8 to 11. But
4 to 7.
Look, I think he'll probably win. So I'll say play, but I wouldn't be backing him at 4 to 7. I'll be honest. But I think I'd rather play than lay.
Okay, play just about Constitution Hill at 4-7. Johnny Dineen, Fred Winter, Stencil 5-1.
Oh, I wouldn't fancy that. No, I'd definitely go against that for sure.
Would you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You like total luck.
I'd like a lot of horses over Stencil anyway, to be honest. I would. No, I might be wrong, but I don't fancy that at all.
You fancy it, don't
Absolutely,
yeah. You're mad on it.
Yeah. I mean, it was the only horse that wasn't completely destroyed from a long way out by East India Doc, who I think is a very good triumph horse, and I think he jumps well, he travels well, he's going to get plenty of cover in a big field, and he will like the slightly sharper track and better ground.
Well, tough luck. It was Johnny's turn, and he's laying it. Now is the hour. Now is the hour. 7-2 for the National Hunt Chase.
It's a bog trot. I don't think there's any chance.
Okay, don't think it is any
It's
chance.
mudlark.
Okay, so you're saying lay.
Yeah, don't fancy it.
Okay, laying now is the hour. So to sum up day one, Kopek the board is a lay according to Paul Kealy. Majbur is a play according to Martin Dixon. The Changing Man is a play, a controversial play according to Johnny Dineen. Lottymouth is a lay, says Paul Kealy. Constitution Hill, just about a play for Martin Dixon at 4-7. Stencil, no for Johnny Dineen at 5-1 in the Fred Winter. And now is the hour is a lay as well for Paul Kealy. So we're going to have 2 to 3 winning favourites on day one according to our panel. How are we getting on there, Tom? Any luck?
No winners yet, DJ, so we need to get again Donatus and Eden Dairy if you're watching, and make sure you're checking your paddy park.
Donatus now is 47 missed calls in the shower.
Just run through the name and locations again. Adam in Dundalk, Karen in Rathdowney, Saoirse in Dundalk, Megan in Wakefield, Lisa in Oxford, Isaac in Leeds, Sebastian in Wolverhampton, Sean in Kilbeggan, or Tom in Dublin. If you are indeed any of those people or know of some people in those locations with those names, make sure you're letting them know that they need to log into the Paddy Bar account. There's $5,000 in there, courtesy of Finders Keepers, and they've got 4 minutes to find it.
Yeah,
it's gone for good.
4 minutes to play, and we are still playing Play or Lay here on Good Morning Cheltenham. And the new line kicks off Wednesday. Martin Dixon in the Turners Novices Hurdle, 6-4. Paddy Power, Play or Lay?
Yeah, I think play. I think he might have too much boot for final demand.
Are you worried at all about that shallow stat?
No. Doesn't really make any difference, does it? I mean, it's the Challow might be a weak race 10 years in a row. It doesn't mean that it was. And to be honest, he won it on the bridle as well, didn't he? So doesn't really bother me.
Okay, we have a winning favourite to kick off the card on Wednesday. Johnny Dineen, Ballyburn, evens.
Yeah, look, I take my chances and go against that anyway. Yeah, I would. I think he's gone to the price now where it looks bad value anyway. No, apparently, yesterday when he was 2-1 there about a month ago, that he would be a lot less. I think he's nearly at base, but it's very hard to see him going off odds on, isn't it? Like, really, you know? So, look, I'd lay Ballyburn, I think, yeah.
Okay, we're laying Ballyburn, who is one of our panellists' bet of the week. Find out later in the show who that is. We're on to the Coral Cup, Paul Kealy, and Be Aware is 9-2 with Paddy Power.
I mean, I'm not sure I want to lay him. I'm not going to back him. I did a preview with Dan Skelton the other day, and he said he thinks he's a graded horse at 2.5 mile, which he hasn't run over yet, but I fancy a couple of others against him, so I'm going to say lay. Okay,
we're laying Be Aware in the Coral Cup. Moving on to the Glenfarclas Cross Country Chase. Stumptown 2-1, Martin Dixon.
I've drawn the shot. Cross Country. Lay, I think, yeah. Loads running against him, yeah. I think Vanillia's got a chance. Galvin will have a chance. There's a few others, so lay. Okay, we're taking on Stumptown 2-1. John Bond, Johnny Dineen 4-5. The opposition are dropping like flies.
Are they? Yeah, what's that?
Well, Gaelic Warrior's gone, obviously. LA Francais is going to the run there. So, like 2 weeks ago, it looks like it could have been a really hot race. Now it's not really.
Yeah, look, I think you're just going with the recent stats. That for some reason there's a bit of a hoodoo over the short price favourites, and for that.
You're not a stats man, though. You're not anything but a stats man.
No, but like it for some reason. That's been like the odds-on chance record, or the odds-on record of horses here is bad, real bad. For I don't know what it is.
Is it a coincidence or is there more to it?
Well, strange horses have started to win this race that used to never win it. You know,
it's got to be a coincidence again. It's like the Challow hurdle stat, isn't it? It's a load of when they line up, it doesn't matter what race it is.
Statistical blips, and
maybe so. Yeah, maybe so. But I don't think he's totally like. That much over them anyway, you know what I mean? So for that reason, I'll chance laying him, I think.
Okay, we're laying John Bon in the Champion Chase, 4-5. Unexpected Party is 13-2 favourite. Now the Liberty Hunter is going for the Champion Chase. Unexpected Party is Paddy Powers, 13-2 favourite for the Grand Annual. Can he lightning strike twice?
He certainly can, but he's higher with the ground not necessarily suiting him. I fancy a couple of Irish in that, so I'm taking him on.
Taking him on, Unexpected Party. And finally, Weatherby's Champion Bumper, Martin Dixon, Copacabana, 9-4.
Yeah, definitely lay.
Definitely late.
Yeah, 100%. That's way too short, I think.
According to the Racing Post, I think the only bet JP McManus has had at this year's Cheltenham Festival.
Well, that's probably why he's now 9-4, but it don't mean he's going to win, does it?
Entire country away, isn't it?
I think that's a really, really poor price. I mean, he might go and win, but there's probably half the field that have better form than him, I think, as it stands at the moment. So.
Okay, so we're taking on Copacabana in the bumper. It's squeaky bum time in our first Finders Keepers, Tom. 30 seconds.
Yeah, it doesn't look likely at the moment, DJ. Nobody logging in just yet. Or
come on,
nobody's found the money yet, so 30 seconds to go, but we will be reloading shortly.
Yeah, so have a look at those names, have a look at those locations. If you're not even that person, but you know people who has that name in that location, make sure, send them a WhatsApp, give them a buzz, because they could have $5,000 and they could give you a cut. You never know. So Wednesday, the new line. We are playing the new line. We are against Ballyburn. Johnny Dineen was against Ballyburn. We're laying. Be aware. Stumptown we're laying as well. John Bum we're laying. Unexpected Party we're laying. And Copacabana we're laying. So the new line, according to our panellists, is the only winning favourite on day 2 of the Cheltenham Festival. Moving on to Thursday. 6.5 is your 5-2 favourite at the moment for the Mayor's Novice Hurdle. Johnny Dineen, are you playing or laying 6.5?
No, I'd be against 6.5 and Maureen with her, but I definitely I think there's plenty of horses in this race with a chance, plenty, and for that reason I'd be against 6.5 for sure.
Okay, Tom, time is up. No winner.
No winner, DJ, but Paddy Power will be leaving £500 behind in each of those accounts as a kind of a consolation.
That's a pretty deflating start to the week, though, isn't it? No winner of Finders Keepers.
Well, sure, as my granny always said, £500 would be better than a kick in the arse as well.
Yeah,
It's not too bad.
She's copyright on that saying.
Things could be worse.
Things could be worse.
Yeah.
So if you were one of those people, you've got £500. It's all right. It's not $5,000, but it's 500. It's okay. Paul Kealy, you are into Jaguar in the Jack Richards Novice Handicap Chase, the race that you made your name over the years. You had such an astonishing record in this race. I know it's a different terms and conditions now, but when it was there, you were the man.
I was. I used to love it. I mean, funnily enough, now that it is it's not a limited handicap, I'm struggling with it, to be honest. But I do think 4s is just too short in a field that's going to be big.
Okay, so you're late?
Yeah.
Lay for Jaguar. I know our betting editor Keith Melrose is very keen on Jaguar at 5-1, as is James Stevens, but Paul Kealy is against Jaguar at 5-1. Martin Dixon, Jericho the Repine, 5-1 favourite for the Pretemps final. Player lay?
No, I wouldn't be with him. No, I think I'm not sure he's definitely stay, to be honest with you. He's got a few attitude questions as well. Wouldn't be for me. He's been a bit of a hype horse through his career so far and still has a bit to prove, I think.
Yeah, attitude questions, temperament questions, stamina questions. There are a lot of questions hanging over him, isn't there?
I think so. Yeah, he looks a bit short. I mean, he caught people's eye at Exeter, but it was a very slow run race. That I don't think it really was a proper test, and to me, he wasn't hitting the line hard, and I think that's still something he's got to prove in a totally different type of race than what he's actually got his best form in, really.
First grade one of the day on Thursday is the Ryanair Chase, Johnny Dineen, and 6-4 fact to file. Now we know he's definitely going for this race. Is he going to win it?
I think he will. Yeah, I do. I think he's the clear form horse, and at 6-4, I think he could even be less, to be honest.
Wow, you think 6-4 is value?
I think it's fair enough. Anyway, I don't think he'll be any bigger for sure, and I think he'll probably win it.
Okay, before we move on to the Stayers Hurdle, the Paddy Power Stayers Hurdle, Paddy Power is giving away more money, Tom.
That's right, DJ. 50 grand out in the ether again. 5 grand across 10 Paddy Power accounts with a fresh Finders Keepers drop. Log into your Paddy Power account. If you find 5 grand in there, it's Finders Keepers. Just have a small bet or withdraw some of it, and you get to keep the cash. But you need to find it within the next 14 minutes, or else it is gone back to Paddy Power. So make sure you're logging into your Paddy Power account.
Okay, so we'll be back with some locations in about 2 minutes or so. Paul Kealy, the Paddy Power Stayers Hurdle to you, Boo. Now out to 11-8. Was much shorter than that 2 weeks ago. It's on the drift. Johnny Dineen says nobody fancies it on the preview night circuit. Do you?
Yeah, well, I'm one of those who hasn't. Obviously, I think the more he drifts, the less you're tempted to lay him. But even money, I was definitely going to be against him. I think everything was in his favour last year. Soft ground and a bunch of old horses, and now he's got some younger horses and better ground.
So lay. Okay, it's not a good day for favourites so far. Fact to file is the only winner according to Johnny. Moving on to the plate, the Trusted Trader plate, and we think maybe Springwell Bay. He's entered in everything. I think he had about 47 entries, but he's favourite now for the plate. 7-1 Springwell Bay. Player lay, Martin Dixon.
Well, I wouldn't be laying him at 7-1. Put it that way.
He's a good horse, isn't he?
He's a good horse. He wants a fast pace. likes the track. Obviously, won hard held at the non-New Year's Day, and he'll have his setup, won't he? And 7-1, I certainly won't be laying him. So play
for Springwell Bay, and finally it is the Kim Muir and Johnny Who, or Johnny Poo, as Johnny Dineen has christened him, 4-1 now with Paddy Power.
I'm assuming that's a layer, is Johnny Poo.
You cannot have this horse on your mind.
No, look, he's a classy horse in his day, but I don't know. I just don't think he's the most robust of characters, and I don't think he's. If it comes to a dogfight, I don't really fancy him. For that reason, I'd have to lay him.
But you fancy the changing man?
Yeah. I don't agree with you that the changing man is ungenuine myself. I don't actually agree with you. No, Johnny Who's probably not ungenuine, but I have a feeling that. I don't know. Look, I have a feeling Johnny Who, like, he hasn't delivered over hurdles and he hasn't delivered over fences either. Yeah, on initial promise, I should say. Now, what kind of a race this is going to be, I don't know. But look, I'd still be against him at the same time.
Is he not just a cut above them, though, John?
Well, it's a possibility, yeah. If he did everything right, maybe, yeah. But at 4-1, I wasn't going to be paying to find out anyway.
Okay, there we go. So our plays and lays on day 3. 6.5, lay. Jaguar, lay. Jericho de Rapine, lay. Factifile, play. Tihupu, lay. Springwell Bay, play. And Johnny Who, lay. That is day 3 of the Cheltenham Festival. Your plays and lays. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Take it away, Mr. Tom Nugent.
That was your finest Jeff Stelling, almost goal scored in Rotherham there. Yeah, we have a winner in Finders Keepers. John in Belfast. Congratulations. $5,000 in the bag on the Monday at Cheltenham. It's not a bad morning's work for John. Congratulations. Names and locations for the remaining accounts up there now as well. Dylan in Wexford, Billy in Dublin, Roy in Waterford, Claire in Carrick, Sinead in Enniscorthy, Leonie in Kiltoom, Donna in Blarney, Mairead in Carlow, and Geraldine in Golliff. If you're any of those people with names in those locations, make sure you're logging into your Paddy Power account, because just like John in Belfast, who's bagged $5,000, there's $5,000 sitting in your account as well, and you've got just over 10 minutes to find it, or else it's gone and gone for good. So make sure you're logging into your Paddy Power account with those names and those locations.
Well, there's another of life's great mysteries. Donatas and Eden Derry couldn't win, but John in Belfast, one of millions of Johns probably in Belfast, has just won $5,000. Well done to you, John. Spend it wisely, and let's find out what you're going to be spending it on Friday, because the JCB Triumph Hurdle is first up. 15-8 East India Dock. Paul Kealy, player lay.
Play. Don't need to know any more than that. It'll win.
That's fine. It'll win. East India Dock, play. 15-8. According to Paul Kealy. County Hurdle, a big day for you Friday, by the way. County Hurdle, Martin Dixon, absurd, is now 5-1 with Paddy Power. Will last year's winner go back to back?
He's got a good chance. I wouldn't be all in on him, but I wouldn't be wanting to lay him.
By the end of this show, you might be. This is a man about to go on a big rant about absurd later on. So you're kind of just against him.
No, I'd be playing more playing in than lay.
Okay, so we're playing. We've 2 plays so far with East India Dock and Absurd, and then we're into Dino Blue. So the Mayor's Chase has been brought forward. The Mrs. Paddy Power Mayor's Chase brought forward this year on the card, Johnny. And it's a big race for you.
Yeah, I fancy Dino Blue. Good thing. Absolute good thing. There's nothing in the race. And all she has to do is do what she does most days, and she'll win.
Okay. It's a good day. It's a bad day for Paddy Power so far, because we've 3 winning favourites on the card. Then we're into the big Westerner, Paul Kealy. 4-1 with Paddy Power for the Albert Bartlett.
I'm allowed to have any favourite in that race, to be honest. I mean, it's just a race for mad results.
Okay, so it is a lay for the big Westerner. Maybe she does need softer ground, but we'll see what the ground is like on Friday. Gallop in the Champs, 1-2 to win 3 Cheltenham Gold Cups in a row, Martin Dixon.
He should do it, shouldn't he, really? You know, he's a cut above. We all know that, and he's the tried, tested route in the race. He's as safe a favourite as you're going to get all week. Him and Margeborough probably are the 2 absolute bankers, I think. So, yeah, play him.
Okay, history is going to be made. 3 Gold Cups for Gallop in the Shams. Nearly there, Johnny. It's on the line. We're going for this. 3 co-favourites. It's on the line. Will it go ahead in Angel's Dawn? But for the purpose of the show, we're going to pick It's on the Line. Play or
you'd be laying him if you're able to lay him, because I'd say he could be a drifting horse. Like, I imagine he won't even be favourite when the time comes.
You were mad in him last year.
Yeah, the fact that he lost last year would be one of the reasons I'd be laying him this year. I mean, he threw away that race last year after, like, eventually getting into position from looking unlikely to get in the whole of the race and to lose it afterwards. There's a reprehensible effort, anyway, in my opinion, from between the last two to the line. Anyway, that was I don't know. I know he went as sweet as a nut in the incident, which was surprising. But revert to these old tactics then against Lifetime Ambition at Punchestown and what he was doing in Naas last year. You couldn't fancy him.
You're not really the forgiven type, aren't you? Know?
Look, I think It's on the Line has a history of doing that stuff anyway. Do you know what I mean? On and off the bridle, and even quickening ground makes his chance even less. You know, I would have said he's no chance. It's on the line anyway. To be honest,
no chance. I think reading between the lines, that's a lay for it's on the line in the Hunter Chase. And finally, the big buzz horse, the one that everybody is talking about. He could have 20, 30 pounds in hand. Who knows? Paul Kealy, come back to me.
Why did that one have to come to me? I tell you what I'll do. I will make sure I don't lose on the race by covering him.
Really?
I suppose I have to say play. Yeah, but he could be. And the thing about the French ratings is some of them they come from pure fantasy land, don't they? They come over here and they're completely useless. And other ones are very good. And you'd imagine Mullins buys better than most. And when you look at him and the form he's had and the others that have run in Grade 1 company afterwards, you think, crikey, it could be. Like, you know, but I do really fancy East India Express. So I'm going to say a sort of slight play. A slight play. I'll make sure I don't lose if he wins.
You're sticking in East India for a lot of the day, aren't you? Mm-hmm. You're starting in East India and you're finishing in East India.
I am, yeah.
Okay. So a Dock and Express for Kealy to bookend the card on Friday. So to sum up our panel's verdicts on plays or lays on Friday, East India Dock is a play. Absurd is a play. Dino Blue is a play. The Big Westerner is a lay. Gallop in the Shops is a play. It's on the Line is very definitely a lay according to Johnny. And Kopek to me is a play. Just about a play?
Just about.
Just about a play for Paul Kealy. So it's a bad day for our sponsors. Paddy Power on Friday. And is there Monday about to get any worse, Tom?
No, DJ, so far. Still no more winners and finders keepers. If you know or are indeed Dylan in Wexford, Billy in Dublin, Roy in Waterford, Clare in Carrick, Sinead in Enniscorthy, Leona in Kiltoom, Donna in Blarney, Mairead in Carlow, or Geraldine in the County Galway. There's £5,000 in your Paddy Power account, so make sure you're logging in and you've got just over 5 minutes to have a small bet or withdraw some of it, and you get to keep it. If you don't do that in that time frame, 'tis gone. So finders keepers, find it and keep it.
Okay, just over 5 minutes left, and if you are not one of those lucky people and that's not your name and that's not where you live, you can still get some free bets. You'd like them for Cheltenham, wouldn't you?
Do you want over £2,000 in Cheltenham free bets? Visit racingpost.com/free bets, the ultimate hub for betting offers. Racing Post. Stay ahead of the field.
Yes, we have just 5 minutes and 20 seconds left in Finders Keepers, and it's the final one today. So give a big shout out. Go through those names again, Tom.
Dylan in Wexford, Billy in Dublin, Roy in Waterford, Clare in Carrick, Sinead in Enniscorthy, Leone in Kiltoom, Donna in Blarney, Mairead in Carlow, and Geraldine in Galway. £5,000 in those Paddy Power accounts.
Okay, so those were our plays and lays, all 28 favourites at the Cheltenham Festival. You know what to do with them now. Now it's time for the bankers. So this is a big moment in all of your professional careers, okay? Because you are judged on your performance at the Cheltenham Festival. It's big, okay? So this is where you get to give your banker and you get to give reasons why. So, Paul Kealy, we're going to kick off with you. The one horse that you cannot wait to back at this year's Cheltenham Festival is?
Yeah, well, I think it's absurd in the county hurdle. I know it's absurd in the county hurdle. I think he got so well handicapped last year they couldn't believe their luck. He ran off 138 last year. He drifted because it was bottomless ground, but he still looked like he'd just joined in jumping the last. And he...
Hold it there. Tom, we have another winner.
I'm very sorry
to
put you off in mid-flow there. Donna in Blarney.
She must have kissed the stone, Tom.
She's got the gift of the gab, and she's got the gift of £5,000 as well. Congratulations, Donna and Blarney, who's also bagged £5,000. Dylan in Wexford, Billy in Dublin, Roy in Waterford, Clare in Carrick, Sinead in Enniscorthy, Leona in Kiltoom, Mairead in Carlow, or Geraldine in Galway. You've got just under 4 minutes, £5,000 in your Paddy Power account. We've got 2 winners in this drop. We might get a third.
Great
Paul
start
Kealy,
for the week.
Back to you.
Back to you, Paul. And like, I know you were interrupted mid-flow there, but I presume you've done so much talking about absurd, you can just press a button and go.
Yeah, well,
start together.
He won the Eagle on very fast ground.
There we go. Just like that.
He won the Eagle on very fast ground. He has improved. If not improved, he's exactly the same horse as last year, because he finished 5th in the Melbourne Cup. He was beaten less than 2 lengths. There isn't a horse in this field that would get within 20 lengths of winning the Melbourne Cup. The ground's going to be quicker this year. He'll love it. It'll be too fast for him. if he was in any other yard, he'd be a champion hurdle horse. I mean, he could easily be a 160 horse over fences, over hurdles, and he's only 146 now. I think if Paul Townend rides him, he's going to go very short. Now, I know you've got your opinion that he might ride Cargisi, but I'll be staggered if he gets off such an easy winner of the race last year.
Oh, so you think he's going to stay loyal to Absurd?
I do, yeah. And you know more about the Mullins yard than I do.
I do not. I wish I did.
I know nothing, but I'd be staggered if he got off a horse that won the race so easily last year on ground that probably doesn't suit him as well as it will this year.
Okay, let's have a little wager, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's have an orange or a Coke or a 7-Up or something.
Absolutely.
I go
Can
with...
we do another lifetime supply of Guinness?
Yeah, a lifetime.
I won that one, didn't I?
Yeah, you did win that one. I'm still owing you a few pints of Guinness. I reckon he rides Cargis. You can take Absurd. Whoever he rides.
Absurd, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think he's going to ride Cargis. But you made a very compelling case for Absurd. He is Paul Kealy's banker of the 2025 Cheltenham Festival. He's into 5-1 with Paddy Power. People are obviously listening to you over the last fortnight, Keels. Absurd fans we have. So that's Paul Kealy's nap of the Cheltenham Festival. Martin Dixon, you're up next.
Yeah, I'll go Ballyburn in the Brown Advisory. I think he's one of only a couple of top class novice chasers that we've got this season. Him and Margeborough. I think they'll both win their races and just outclass the opposition. You look at the likes of Stella Story, Better Days Ahead, Croke Park if he runs, Dancing City even. You know, they're likeable horses, but I just think they're that notch below. And I think with the benefit of hindsight, that run behind Sergino over 2 miles at Kempton was some effort. Like the third,
was it though?
I think it was. I mean, Rubo couldn't go with him from halfway, and he's come out and won a Grade 2. The third horse, Brookie, again tailed off at halfway. He came out and won a handicap at Donny off 130. You know, he's not a bad horse. He's not this calibre, but he's not a bad horse. And I think Sergino and Ballyburn, you know, it's not. People can work it out for themselves, but I think they are just absolutely top of the tree.
Were you impressed with Leopards then? Because I kind of watched it and came away going, yeah, he's grand, he's a very good horse, but he's definitely not going to be better than he was over hurdles.
I don't know. I mean, I like the fact that how he put it away after the last. I thought he was really impressive the way that he forged away, and I wouldn't say Croke Park didn't get home personally. I just think he was just, you know, he'd put it up to him and he'd cracked by the running. But you know that. His full career, to be honest, he was a serious bumper horse, serious novice hurdler. I don't think there's a problem with his jumping. The way he finishes his... I would have been a little lukewarm if we'd have been heavy ground. I'd have given Dancing City a chance under those conditions because it slows everything down. It makes it more about stamina than class. But I think with the conditions that we're going to have this week, I think he'll just completely blitz them for ability, to be honest. I think he's just miles superior to the field. So Ballyburn, yeah.
Miles superior to the field. That's the kind of stuff we want to hear. Ballyburn is Martin Dixon's banker of the Cheltenham Festival. We're into the final 10 seconds, Tom.
Seconds ago, DJ, and no updates as far as I know. So that as the clock winds down there, the £5,000 evaporates from those remaining 8 accounts. But congratulations to John in Belfast and Donna and Blarney, who've had a great start to the week, and there'll be £500 left behind in each of those 8 accounts who didn't find the £5,000.
Are you happy with your performance this morning? Is 2 kind of, when you were driving in here today, would you have been happy with 2?
Yeah, over the moon, DJ. Couldn't be happier, actually.
Okay.
Yeah,
you can enjoy the rest of your day now, safe in the knowledge that you've done a good job.
Exactly. I'm just going to the dark room now until tomorrow morning when we're back.
Did he not get 3, no?
No, Johnny, no.
Did I get 1 the first time, no?
No.
Donata's never got up yet.
No. Donata's is still asleep. Yeah, no.
Sorry,
Johnny, that's a bad start of the week when you can't count to 2.
I knew he got 2 there, but I thought he got 1 in the first one, no. All right, yeah.
No,
sorry.
there we go, just the 2 winners. But hopefully we will get many more tomorrow. Join us again for Finders Keepers tomorrow, where we'll be giving away another £100,000 into accounts. So Ballyburn and Absurd are the 2 bankers so far. Now it's time for Johnny Dineen to reveal his banker, the one horse that he cannot wait to back for the Cheltenham Festival.
Look, mine is obvious, very obvious. I'll pick Margeborough, even at 7-4. And I think
Lord.
that's a certainty, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, of all the skinny ones, it's the only one I'd be really interested in. I'm not going to back anything else that's odds.
No, he's very skinny.
It's 4-7.
Yeah. But do you think 4-7 is a good price?
I do in this race, yeah. I do. I can't see no danger bar himself.
Yeah.
I mean, what can beat him?
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, like, gee, how was Jen go by only 6 or 7 to win this race? Like, even on hurdles form, even on chase form, like, get beaten by handstands over 2.5 points. Like, he wouldn't even be in this race if it was a 2.5 mile, if the 2.5 mile race existed. You know, look, I just think he's bomb-proof. If he does, Barry does something stupid, he'll win.
Like, even in your body language and in the way you're talking, like, you're not even contemplating defeat here, really.
Well, you'd have to tighten the eyes of the second last, do you know what I mean? Keep him closed, and hopefully he gets to the other side of it. But that's about the only thing I'm worried about at the minute, anyway.
Talk me through Johnny Dineen's emotion. So you're going to back Majborough 4-7. It's obviously a short price.
Yeah.
Where are you going to watch the race? You're racing tomorrow, so where are you going to watch it?
I'd be probably up in the box at that stage.
Oh, you're up with the fancy pants.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, for the first couple of races, maybe.
And would you want anybody beside you watching the race?
Oh, I wouldn't want it for the 10 metres, certainly. Anyway, all the way around. You know what I mean? That kind of way.
You don't like jinxes, don't you?
I don't like for to say, he'd win. The next thing, the next thing he bang, he'd be beat. You know, that kind of way. You know, it's like, especially if you're quabaloopers on him as well. You know what I mean? You don't want people telling you he's coming home alone. So yeah, I might watch that one.
So just to summarise, okay?
Confinement, maybe, I don't know.
So just to summarise, for the last 2 weeks, you've told everybody that this horse is an absolute certainty. But if somebody happens to say to you during the race, this horse is going to win, disaster.
I might have to remove myself from that kind of eventuality and watch it in a little bubble.
So the heart will be bumping.
It will be, because it'll be a disastrous start so early in the week. You know, and if you hit one of those early on, you tend to not recover either. You know what I mean? So there's more than that bet right now, because I fancy if he's beaten, I'd have a bad day anyway. You know what I mean?
Okay. So there you go, Johnny Dineen's banker of the 2024 Cheltenham Festival. It is, of course, Majborough in the Arkle. And before you get mine, you're not just here for Finders Keepers. He's a fine judge as well, and it just feels a shame to have you over there on the edge of the couch just doing your little bit on Finders Keepers, because people know you are a fine judge. So what is Tom Nugent's bet of the week?
The bet of the week, I chopping and changing. Monday, probably decision day. I think Final Demand will be a price on the day, because the great British public will make the new line probably very short. I'd say. I don't know. I know the form of the new lines around the last day has worked out okay when Dingo won again after, but I just think the depth of the Irish novices, I would say Final Demand is going to be a price on the day, I would say.
He's your banker of the week.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, Final Demand to take down the new line in the Turner's Novice Hurdle is Tom Nugent's banker of the week. And I am with Lulamba in the Triumph Hurdle. Sorry, Keels, or actually you'll probably be delighted. I am with Lulamba in the Triumph Hurdle. There's just something sometimes when you kind of see races unfold. I just love the way he did things in Ascot. I know Mambo Man has let the form down, but as we were chatting before the show, Martin, I think Mambo Man is actually more talented than we've got to see so far, and I just love the way he went about his business, love the way he jumps, love the way he travels, love the way he worked at Kempton last week as well. The vibes from the camp seem to be very strong, and East India Dock has obviously set the standard, and it's going to take a big performance to beat him, but I think Lulamba has got that big performance in him, and I think he's drifted out to 5-2 now. I think that's a really good price about Lulamba in the Triumph Hurdle, so he is my banker of the 2025 Cheltenham Festival. So to sum up then, your lucky 31, it is Ballyburn for Martin Dixon, it is Majborough for Johnny Dineen. I'm with Lulamba. Keels, you're helping the lucky 31 by beefing the price up a bit with Absurd at 5-1 in the County Hurdle, and Tom Nugent. Tom is with Final Demand in the Turners, the opener on Wednesday. Those are your bankers for the festival. Now it's time to find out the ones that won't win. Okay, these are the ones that won't win. It's time for the blowouts. The 5 horses that we're going to be taking on at the Cheltenham Festival. Martin Dixon, you're up first. Your lay of the week.
Well, the one favourite that I couldn't entertain backing at the price is Copacabana. So that'll be the one I'll put up there, because I just think there's so many horses with chances in the race, and loads of horses with better form than him as it stands. I think it is one of them where there's been a bit of hype and chat about him, and he's got short, and he's into a crazy price, and so go Copacabana in the bumper.
And was there anything you saw at Navan that you didn't like, or is it more the depth of the race?
No, I don't think the race was deep at all. They went steady, completely different type of race. The time was slow. I just don't think it was a great race, and I think there's other horses, like I say, with better, more proven form, bigger speed figures, more experience as well. So it wouldn't be for me.
Okay, Copacabana is the first lay of the week, our first blowout in the Weatherby's Champion bumper. Johnny, What are you going for?
Look, I was originally going to go with Maureen, but she's she's started to drift. So I'm going to say Maureen and 6.5 coupled, the two of them in the one race. I think that would be a result in that race, and I'd be inclined to lay the two of them combined. Yeah.
Okay, so you're taking on the top of the mark. You think there could be an
Give me
upset?
that scarf, if you don't mind.
The what?
That scarf.
That scarf.
I don't like this one.
Oh.
I'm pouring that over.
There we go, lad.
These are my men here, look.
You're getting a free Ryanair flight home, Johnny. I thought you were cold. I thought you were going to wrap it around your neck.
I didn't realise that thing was underneath my arm in about 45 minutes. That yellow and green thing, or pink and green thing.
Yeah.
No, I'll stick with jig and stuff.
Okay, we know you've nailed your colours to the mast there. So the two, and I was sure, obviously I've spent a lot of time with you, sorry about that, for the last few weeks. I was sure you were going to go with Constitution Hill for your lay of the week, but you're not.
Look, I think Constitution, I don't really I wouldn't dream of backing. There's a whole host of sharp price favourites this meeting. I'm not going to back, no way. But look, I think the fact that Lassie Moats out of it improves his chances immensely. He's only one horse to watch now, and I don't think he's going to give the mare too much rope. And I'd be a lot less confident now that he won't win than it would have been if the two had run against her. And another thing as well, Bournemouth Road in the race may not help Brighter Days Ahead either. So that's another reason that would probably improve Constitution.
Do you think he'll go on with him? Because they're so aware of what's going to happen in that race.
Well, the Rag will go first, won't it? Sure.
Yeah, the Rag will
King of Kings. So Danny Gilligan has a big part to play. So King of Kingsfield is going to set the run. What way do you see it playing?
Burdett Road. I don't think it's a gimme that he sets off upsides King of Kingsfield.
No, but would he set up alongside? Well, Brighter Days Ahead.
Last year when he won, he dropped him out, didn't he? Early on in hurdles, he was dropping him out.
Yeah, if they can get him to settle, they'll put him where they want to put him.
It's kind of one extreme or the other. I've got a feeling they might drop him out.
But will Constitution Hill be really close to Brighter Days Ahead?
I think he'll just be a couple of lengths.
Yeah. So it's going to be a different test completely.
And tactically, Johnny, how long do you think King of Kingsfield can take the others, the big guns, into the race? Because I think he'll last for longer than he did at Leopardstown.
I think the best chance Brighter Days Ahead, this is what, like I said, I never rode a horse, I don't know about this is my guess anyway, would that the favourite will go, or the rag will go, say, first and she'll be second. Okay, but they've got to go, not like go from the start. They probably start slow, go fast, slow, go. But the last time they go fast, whatever that is,
probably at the top of the hill.
Yeah, she has to be able to go from there to the line. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. They can't stood up anymore. So it's got to be fast for the last 6 or 7 furlongs, probably. You know what I mean? And if she's not able to carry that run through, your man will probably pick her up. But I have a feeling that if she can go fast, like she did in Everton, for that length of time, he may not catch her. And
there are people watching this show, Johnny, and it's only since I came over here yesterday, and you're talking to people, from the area, and massive Constitution Hill fans. Like, there are people that don't give her a prayer at all and think we're over-egging this Irish challenge.
Yeah, look, I mean, she's beat Stateman a half into the Morgiana hurdle, who probably has no chance here. She's beat Stateman by 40 lengths he couldn't have performed. So, and she couldn't win last year in the Mayor's hurdle.
It's just your instinct.
I can see, it's more the hype. She has as much hype of her as there is Constitution Hill. Even.
She's a lot better left-handed, though, isn't she?
Yeah, maybe.
I wouldn't read too much into Punchestown because she always goes out.
But you'd have to say that the form there is a bit leaky, isn't it? The one from the run, that dynamic run she has in Leopardstown with the performance of Stateman, the fact that he could barely beat Winter Fog, and how good is his Stateman even this year anyway? Stateman will have no chance in this race anyway. So look, I don't know. I don't really fancy the favourite, but I don't know. Do I trust Brighter Days Ahead to be good enough to carry it off?
Okay, so you're going a bit lukewarm on me.
I am. I'd love to see Lassie Moat in here.
Yeah. Well, the scarf is gone, and she's gone from the champion hurdle as well. So Johnny is taking on the top 2 in the market in the Ryanair Mayor's Novice Hurdle. He is against 6.5 and Maureen. I'm next up, and I'm taking on Factifile. Factifile to me at 6-4 is worth taking on. I have this feeling that Ile Fronte is going to be on a go, and the vibes seem to be very good from the camp. And I haven't been impressed with Factifile's jumping this season. I think he's jumping every fence different. He never looks like falling, but he's never really got into a rhythm. Maybe they'll ride him more positively this time. But to me, he just looks like he's doubting himself a little bit. He's been beaten twice by Gallop in the Champs. Maybe, as you say, Johnny, maybe he's just different class. But I just think there's enough doubts about him going into the race. The season hasn't gone to plan since the John Durkin. So I am taking on Factifile, as my colleague Tom Siegel thinks he's probably a little bit overrated. So I'm taking on Factifile is my blowout in the Brown Advisory. Keels, you're next up.
Not the Brown Advisory.
Sorry, apologies. In the Ryanair. In the Ryanair.
Yeah, mine was Factor File as well. I may add Ile Fonse to that and Dutch Pair though, because.
Well, it's contagious, Johnny.
Yeah, that was a good idea because I don't really like either of them. But Factor File, yeah, I mean, I don't think his form's any better this year than it was last year. None of it. I mean, he's only the same distance ahead of Monty Starr in Ireland as he was, and I just think he's priced up on reputation more than anything else. And he was 6-4 when the likes of Ile Fonse and Gaelic Warrior were likely to go somewhere else, and now they're in here, and he's still 6-4. But so I mean, Gaelic Warrior, we still don't know whether he's going to run because he's had his issues. But Protectorat's a very good horse. Factor File's got the same official rating as Jello, and that's because his form actually isn't any better. So I think you've got to take him on. And Gaelic Warrior, well, there's a horse that barely finishes a race in France these days. I know he's come over and run great over here, but he's never run up and down hills. I'll be worried about him as well.
Ile Fonse.
Ile Fonse, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, sorry, Ile Fonse, yeah.
So you're taking on two. So Keels is taking on Ile Fonse and Factor File in the Brown. No, in the Ryanair chase. Tom Nugent, you're last up with your blowout of the week. The one horse that definitely won't be winning.
So linking back to the lads' discussion on the champion hurdle there, I think Johnny basically effectively rolled up Stateman in the ball and threw him in the bin. So on that basis, I would be avoiding Lossiemouth in the mare's hurdle. I think.
I thought you were going to say Stateman.
No, well, if Paul Townend wouldn't get off Stateman to ride Lossiemouth in a champion hurdle, and so the red light is flashing and she's dropping down and she's 4-6 in the mare's hurdle, I know she's way clear on the figures, but you just would have a serious little bit of worry at the price. Like, I think she's a crazy price. I think Henry's is a mad price. July Flower 12-1. I think that's a massive price. Jade Jagruji, very good mare in her own right. They have to find a bit, definitely, or Lossiemouth maybe has to dip below her best, and I think that's very, very possible.
Okay.
Did anyone actually expect Paul would pick Lossiemouth?
I did. I absolutely did. She was half the price of Statement for the last 2 months.
Yeah, but he rode him at Leopardstown, didn't he?
Yeah, but I genuinely did. We had this discussion before. I thought when it came down to the crunch, and you said who's the better chance, I thought he'd ride Lossiemouth.
But he's decided to ride him at Leopardstown, and she's fallen.
Isn't he just much closer to the owners as well, though, isn't he?
I wouldn't say that's something to do with it, to be honest. I wouldn't. Like the fact that he rode Stateman, I think Thomas on the button there. The fact that he rode Stateman and at the DRF over Lossiemouth is worrying for Lossiemouth. Yeah. And the fact that he picked Stateman here over is even more worrying. You know what I mean?
I'd say there's a chance on their homework even before that possibly.
But is there not a chance that he picked Stateman knowing that there was a chance? Oh, actually, do you know what? I can ride Lossiemouth in the mare's hurdle and I can ride Stateman in champion hurdle.
But sure, at that point, DJ, they were like, this mare is going to the champion hurdle. Gung ho, this is it. Matter of fact, done deal. Like, sure, if you asked Willie Christmas into DRF, like, where is she going? It was like open and closed champion hurdle. That's it. Like,
yeah, it's never open and closed.
And here we are with the conundrum. So I would, at 4-6, I think she's
taking her on.
You couldn't be backing her.
So there you go. Those are our blowouts for the Cheltenham Festival. It's Lossiemouth in the mare's hurdle. Myself and Keels for once actually agree on something. It is Factor File in the Ryanair. Johnny is against the top two in the market, 6.5 of Maureen in the mare's novice hurdle on Thursday, and Copacabana is the blowout for Martin Dixon. Now, Paddy Power producing some fine content all week, and in the lead up to Cheltenham, we had a lovely discussion with Patrick Mullins.
If you had it again, you got beat, you just keep the revs up and just hope he does something at the last. Yeah. But for me, my instinct at the moment was there's no stride. So if we'd gone down, we'd made a mistake, or we'd got it in tight, we'd have lost as much momentum.
Yeah, which is literally got beaten and odd. Like, it's typical jockey to find the reason why.
Yeah,
maybe it is. Maybe there is something that happened mid-race that makes a difference at that nod.
You have to. You should look. If you're not looking as to what I could have, should have, would have, it doesn't mean anything to you. So how are you going to get any better? How are you going to do it right? You have to look and think, if I could have.
And finally, before we let you go, we're going to get the panel's lucky 15s. These are the bets that are hopefully going to make you a fortune this week. And Tom, unfortunately, we don't have your lucky 15 in here, but you have a big job, okay? So at the end of the 4 cases, the 4 lucky 15s, you have to pick the best one, okay? So you have to pick the winning lucky 15 that could win you a fortune. Okay?
I look forward to that.
Okay, so Martin Dixon, you're first up. Now, when we sent out the run order for the show, we told you to get a lucky 15 together And you did 2, okay? But the one we're going to go for the big one here, okay?
Yeah.
But you had a short price one as well.
Yeah, I did.
So just give the short price one first. The 4 shorties that you think.
Well, I'll give the short price one without any cases. You can make that for yourself. But Margeborough, Ballyburn, John Bon, Gallup-Andersham.
I think my little 4-year-old could make the case.
There you go.
Okay, so that's the 4. Give the 4 again.
Margeborough, Ballyburn, John Bon, Gallup-Andersham.
They're the 4 shorties that are going to win. If you want your short price, Lucky 15, those are the 4. But this is the one you want to hear about. Take it away, Martin Dixon.
Melina Girl in the Ultima. I do really like her chance. It's the one handicap I've actually been able to properly delve into now we've had the final fields through yesterday. She's a mare with strong Cheltenham form from a couple of years ago. She's £4 lower than when she was tanking at the bottom of the hill and fell 3 out in a handicap there in the autumn. I think she's been laid out for it. Cargisi in the county hurdle. Last year's 4-year-olds were very good. She's obviously second to Sir Gino and Margeborough last spring. I think she wants a flat-out pace, fast gallop to aim at. She's going to get it. She's very keen going. So I think the county hurdle will suit her. Envoy Allen, bit of a rogue in the Ryanair.
I'm looking forward to this now. Well, this is going to be interesting. You have 30 seconds to
ultimately he's a horse with a fantastic record at the Cheltenham Festival. He was 9-4 favourite last year when he went through the race better than Protectorat. He made a mistake at the last. It'd been a couple of lengths away from Protectorat without that mistake, I think, last year. I thought the Down Royal win suggested he still retained his ability, and then he blew out at a time when Henry's would just, it was over Christmas, King George. He didn't give his running look.
Was he definitely beaten when he fell?
I think he was beat when he fell, but he's been freshened up since. Nowadays, I prefer him probably with a bit of time behind him, between his runs. But he's a strong traveller. Good ground will suit him. They're going to go very fast. He'll creep into the race. I think he'll run a big race again, Envoy Allen. I'm not saying he'll win, but I think he'll run a big race like he has done at multiple festivals in the past. And the last one, No Ordinary Joe in the Martin Pipe, who would be probably my main handicap fancy for later on in the week. He was second to Iroko in the race 2 years ago. Ran in it last year, but obviously Henderson's were bombing out everywhere last year, so you can forget that. I think this season completely has been all about getting him to the Cheltenham Festival off a decent mark. Callum Pritchard, I presume, will ride him because he had a sit on him at Warwick last time out. I was working for Racing TV that day. He wasn't fit. He categorically wasn't 100% ready for that race, and he didn't finish off. He was tenderly handled after the last, and probably should have been second or third, to be honest, but I think it's been a proper plan, and I think he's got a big chance.
Okay, so there we go. Melina Girl in the Ultima, it's Cargisi in the County Hurdle, Envoy Allen in the Ryanair, and No Ordinary Joe in the Martin Pipe. I'd say if all those 4 win, you won't be back with us next year, Martin.
That is have to do that now, myself.
That is Martin Dixon's Lucky 15. Johnny Dineen, take it away.
Well, I'm going to go with the changing man. I'm sticking.
Are you not changing your mind? With
No, I'm not. But I'm getting the small bit watering. All right. I must go back and have a look at it. I'll go changing man. Total look. Will it go ahead in Marie National?
Okay. With total look, you just think the race and the makeup of the race.
I just think it has a good chance in a tough race. A very good chance in a tough race. I'd expect him to be on the premises anyway.
And big new purchase for Nolan Valerie Moore, the Bective stud. Will it go ahead? Will run for those owners and Gordon Elliott in the Hunter's Chase on Friday. You're keen?
Yeah, I am. Better the ground, the better his chance. He's on form, he's no chance, but I guaranteed he's a good horse.
Okay. Oh, you're guaranteed.
Yeah,
you're hearing all the right
I know
things.
He's a good horse. On good ground, he's a very good horse.
And finally, Marine National in the Championship.
Yeah, good ground's going to help it, and its wind isn't what say 100%, but this ground will help it. It's the first time I think it's relatively lightly raced. It did win the Supreme Novices Hurdle. I think it's the biggest danger to the favourite if there is one.
Okay, so there we go. The changing man in the Ultima. Total look in the Fred Winter. Will it go ahead in the Hunter's Chase? And then Marine National in the Champion Chase is Johnny Dineen's Lucky 15 for the Cheltenham Festival. Paul Kealy.
Yeah, there we go. I've got Transmission and National Hunt Chase. I'm absolutely convinced it's been a plan all season. Gave Haiti Calor an absolute ton of ground 2 starts ago. Ran in the Cleve, which he training Neil Mulholland used for the Druid's nephew before he won the Ultima. So I like that one. Jimmy Desoy, just think very interesting. Ran 3 Grade 1s last year, second to Ballyburn here. Had the 5 required runs that you need to run in a handicap hurdle over here, so they just let him do his improvement at home and come here fresh off a mark of 146. He had some 150 rated chasers behind him. that day at Cheltenham last year, so he looks well handicapped. DR, I really like in the Potemkin. He's really come to himself this year, and his last 3 runs are all very good, all worked out well. And Absurd, we've said it all in the County Hurdle, just wins with Townend on board.
Oh, there we go. Just wins Absurd in the County Hurdle, DR in the Pertemps final, Jimmy Desai in the Coral Cup, and Transmission in the National Hunt Chase. And finally, I'm taking on Paul in the National Hunt Chase with Haiti Couleurs is the first of my lucky 15. Keels disagrees here with me, but I think he was certainly holding Transmission made up ground on Haiti Couleurs, but Haiti Couleurs been up in the van the whole way, jumps really well, travels well. I think he would have held on even if they went into Cheltenham Town. Haiti Couleurs to me has had the lovely prep, like Keel said, with his fancy Transmission, lovely run over hurdles at Newbury. I could just see him taking the world of beating with Ben Jones, so I'm with Haiti Couleurs. Comfort Zone in the Coral Cup, I think he's very, very well handicapped for Joseph O'Brien, JP McManus. Goes well fresh. They've given him plenty of time off since Christmas where he's an eye catcher at Leopardstown, so I'm a Comfort Zone in the Coral Cup. JPR1 in the Grand Annual. Liberty Hunter's out of the way now. He's got a lot of weight, but he's got a lot of class. He's going to get good ground, and I just think he's better than a handicapper. I think he's by far the best horse in this race, so I'm with JPR1. If you can get any double figures, take it. I think there's going to be a big plunge on JPR1 on the day. I could see him going off maybe 6 or 7 to 1 on the day, JPR1. And finally, I'm not succumbing to peer pressure, okay? I have had tomatoes thrown at me. Everybody is against Caldwell Potter in the Jack Richards Novice Handicap Chase. There's frost forecast this week. They put loads of water on the new course. He's just better than the 146 rated horse. And I know you think I'm talking nonsense, Johnny, but I am sticking with Caldwell Potter for Paul Nichols and Harry Cobden in the second race on Thursday, the Jack Richards Handicap Chase. So those are the lucky 15s for the Cheltenham Festival. Now, Tom Nugent, you have to tell viewers which is the best lucky 15 and which one they should be doing themselves.
Process of elimination here. I probably couldn't have Envoyella in, I'd say, so as a result Martin's out. Johnny, I couldn't have the horse and the fox hunters of Johnny, so he's gone.
Oh, really?
I wouldn't have any of yours. So you're gone. So I'll go with Kealy there. Just not necessarily because it's my favourite, but because it's the one I disagree with the least.
Do you know what the funny thing about that was? When you went to Martin first and said he was at least I wasn't not there. There we go, folks. Those are our Cheltenham lucky 15s, and Paul Kealy is the best of them according to Tom Nugent. So that's it. We're nearly there. Monday, is Monday a day you like, Johnny? I know now, for people that know Johnny Dineen, and you've been on previous shows, right? Monday is the one day of the year. So Johnny's a teetotaler, never drinks for the year, but you might have one.
I might, yeah. I have a few thirsties with me, a couple of fellas that like it, so I might go for 1 or 2. Look, we'll see. I'll see. I have to do a thing later on anyway at 6 o'clock, so I'll.
It's hardly a preview, is it?
Have you done more previews than there are races?
No, I haven't, man. No. About half. First 2 days covered. That's about it. No, I'll see. I'll be in bed early tonight though, at the same time.
Will you? Yeah.
I will, definitely.
Okay, yeah.
I might watch a bit of football later on. Is it a match tonight?
There is. West Ham are playing Newcastle.
Yeah, I'll watch a piece of that maybe.
So that's it. That is our preview of the Cheltenham Festival. We hope you enjoyed our build-up, but don't forget, it's only starting because we will be back with you at 8:30 every single morning to preview all the races each day. And Martin, you're back with us later on in the week. Johnny, you're back with us later in the week. So is Tom, and so is Keels. And we will have Finders Keepers tomorrow when we'll be giving away another €100,000 in cash to Paddy Power customers. But until then, enjoy your day.